Okay, so continuing from the natin kanina. So, I already discussed yung ng mga valves na necessary, kailangan natin sa system. And, okay. So, we'll do piping na. So, in order na mapalamig natin tong unit na ito, o yung area na ito, so we need to supply we call this supply a pipe. So I'm going to draw a pipe here. So just a 2D line representation. Then papunta na naman siya dito. Okay. Okay. Set. So what I'm doing now is I'm supplying the system with water, supplying the system of the pipe of the chilled water system. So yun yung ginagawa natin ngayon. Okay. So, mga fittings niyan, so we have also your fittings there. Connected din yan, mga T reducers. Okay. So, usually, later on, we will be sizing. So, now, what we'll do is to provide a 2D representation ng piping natin. So, later on na natin ilagay yung size niya. So, you're going to compute that one. So, we just have to indicate na lang dito sa drawing. So, what will be yung magiging representation niya. So this is our now all supplies. So mapansin niya, we have plenty of branches. So that's why nagiging malaki rin talaga minsan yung yung supply ng nagsa-size din talaga siya. Sometimes nagsa-size talaga siya ng 6 inches yung pipe mo, or call it 4 inches. So yun ang range ng size naman niya, especially pag malalaki na yung building. So we have now yung supply. Okay, so we just have to erase this one. Sobra na ito. Okay, so this representation. Now we're going to draw naman yung for the we're going to draw naman for the return. So we're going to draw yung chilled water pipe return naman. So notice yung I put a different color here, so that is already in blue. So just to identify na this is return. Okay. So going here, so ito lang pinakalas natin, no? So I'll be putting branches bawat isa. Okay. dito. So pero in ito sa but in actual class, so this is a 2D representation, so sometimes it varies, so don't be confused kung bakit baka nagpatong-patong siya, but in actual there is a site elevation, so you can adjust yung mga level nito. So this is a representation sa drawing na it is crossing like this, but in actual it varies. So yun pa rin ang pinagkaiba in actual na gagawain mo siya. So there will always be a conflict na tinatawag na conflict. So sometimes don't be tawag dito, maging tawag doon yung biglang eager to masunod lahat yung shop drawing mo, but in actual hindi siya totally nasusunod. So there are times na call this nagbabanggaan yung ibang services katulad ng plumbing, fire protection, and also yung mga electrical wiring. So minsan kasi nagkakaroon ng problema is pag marami na yung services along the hallway, so lahat kayo dadaan doon. So ang nagiging problema is pag naunahan ka ng ibang services, so let's say naunahan ka ng, for example, kung iba rin yung contractor ng fire protection, pag naunahan ka niya maglatag, tapos ikaw contractor ng chilled water system, pag naunahan ka naglatag ng fire protection, problema ka na in the end, kasi usually we have your we have your ceiling height na requirement. So pag ikaw naiwan ka, problema ka by the end. Saan mo papadaanin yung tubo mo. So tapos naunahan ka pa ng electrical. So yan yung minsan nagiging conflict minsan pagdating sa area ay sa site na yung drawing mo hindi usually nasusunod. So it is a representation. Take note, it's a representation palagi na those piping should be exist on the system, and also to give us guide for estimates and design. Kaya by the end of the project, so may tinatawag tayo na as-build drawing. So as-build, so that is yung what is existing on the site already. So pag ganyan yan, usually pag matapos yung project, so you will be submitting the as-built drawing, which is yung kung ano nila na-install sa site. So it reflects what is happening noon sa site na kinabitan nyo ng system. Okay, so we have now your return. So usually ang mangyayari dyan, if you're going to draw the arrow, so I'm going to draw the arrow here. So ang magiging tsura nyan, so take note, na lang natin siguro, so para hindi kayo you'll be not pwede naman siguro coordination drawing, sabay na lang natin. So it will be much easier kung ihiwalay na lang siguro natin ang chilled water piping to ducting. Okay, so that you will not be confused ng drawing. So the arrow, I will put here an arrow to represent only ang flow niya. Okay, so makikita niya, we have here the arrow is flowing here papunta doon, so you'll be supplying dito, yan. Then so usually you have your coil dito, okay, may coil ka dito, and you have your fan here to blow yung hangin. So you have your recirculated dito, you have your cold air going out, then you have your hot air going in. So you have now the cycle of recirculated air. Okay. So dito you have now pabalik. Okay, so magdaan sa coil. So usually dito naman we have also, again take note, we have also gate valve dito and dito yan. So magkabilaan yan, we have a gate valve to isolate ng system. So if we're going to draw the details, yan. And then, so we have your gate valve here. Yan. Then another gate valve here, kabila. So the main purpose of that one is that kung magkaroon ng problema ito, yung part na ito, if you do maintenance, so let's say nasira yung coil, nasira yung pan, yung coil natin nabarahan ng foreign material, so that's why we'll be putting isolation valve here. So mostly palagi meron tayong tinatawag na pag nilalagyan natin ito ng, we call it yung Y strainer. Anong purpose ng Y strainer? So yan, that is a representation of a Y strainer siya. So we have here this is the Y strainer, okay? So kung titignan natin yan, so actual niyan ang itsura ng Y strainer, okay? So it will be ganito, okay? So this is the Y strainer. Y strainer. So the purpose is when the flow ng tubig dito, so mangyayari niyan, you have your basket here, basket strainer. So it filters the sediment, not actually but the sediment, but only it filters the particulates. Okay? So it filters the particulate na itatrap niya dito sa strainer, yung mga malalaking particulates na maaaring magbara dun sa system. So paglabas yan dun, it will be catch dito sa basket strainer, then ipo-forward niya na dun sa system. So that's why yung natin, usually this is a series of loop, yung natin, yung coil dito. So kung is a series of loop, so if we have a strainer here, okay, so if you have your Y strainer here, then idudugtong mo siya dun sa chilled water system, coil, chilled water system or the coil, coil na lang natin. So you will notice kasi ang laki ng pakinabang niya. So usually kung mga particulates yun papasok dito sa loop ng coil natin, so usually baka magbara siya. So especially sa mga bends, ang dami niya mga bends. So ang tendency niya magka-clog dito and eventually sisirain yung sealing cassettes, which is much more expensive pag papalitan mo ng bago. So that's why we install a Y strainer here. Then yung naman lastly will be yung sa return. So if this is our supply, so yung sa return naman, dito na rin ikakabit yung hydronic o yung balancing valve. So the purpose is to control or to limit the flow. So if this is now the system natin ng coil natin, then you have your balancing valve here. So ang balancing valve, ito siya. So you have your hydronic balancing. So kung isi-section mo siya, so makikita mo if your flow of water coming from here, okay, so you can adjust how much yung flow na pwede mong padaanin dun sa system. Pwede lang mag-flow out doon sa system. So that controls. So yun yung purpose ng hydronic balance. So especially we need to balance the flow rate because marami kang i-distributan ng tawag dito ng fluid of water. So the chilled water. So it is better na meron kang ganun balancing valve, in order kasi kung wala kang balancing valve, it is mahirap na i-balance mo lahat ng flow mo dito, lahat ng system mo will be equal. So that's why parang katulad din sa ducting, kahit na baguhin natin yung size ng duct, we also put volume control damper. in order to balance the flow of air going from one room to another. So the same also we do in chilled water system. So we have yung tinatawag ng balancing valve o hydronic balancing valve. So yun ang nagbabalance ng flow from dito, dito, dito. So that we can achieve the design flow rate nung unit natin. Okay? So that is the purpose. Okay, so I want to go back yung purpose ng mga gate valve natin. So, mapapansin nyo, we have different types of gate valves from OSY, butterfly, ball valve, and this one. So, I will explain yung mga basic nito. So, mostly, ang OSY gate valve are mostly ginagamit in isolation of pipes, which is yung madalang mo siyang, kumbaga parang kung ano siya, kumbaga parang yung services niya madalang isarado, bukas sarado, or the close open of the system ng piping are tinatawag na ito are moderate, madalang. So for example, just only for maintenance we close the system. So doon pumapasok si paggamit ng OSY gate valve or rising stem. So we have also that is non-rising. Okay? So pwede rin yan siyang threaded or plunge type. So makakasin nyo ito, we have plunge type. Okay? So plunge connected siya. Then we have butterfly valve. So you will notice ang pinagkaiba nila. Okay? So you have here parang flapper, and this one is wedge type na nagataas baba. So this one naman, ang purpose naman ng butterfly valve is yung system requires immediate or madalas yung on and off. So mostly on and off mo ng piping is madalas or madali yung parang palagi siyang on off and close. Then also ang disadvantage at advantage of using this one and this one is that this one provides a low resistance to flow compared to this one. Usually pag ito titignan mo sa piping system niya, so kung ito ay fully open, nasa gitna na siya. So this one also provide resistance to flow, but this one does not provide resistance to flow since nandoon siya sa taas. Okay? So yung flow niya, you will have a continuous flow without obstruction compared to this one. If this is fully open, so you have blockage sa gitna, and that one provides a resistance to flow. So that's why yung coefficients of resistance nito and this one are magkaiba. So later on we'll talk about that one when we will be computing the pressure drop of the systems. Now for ball valve, so mostly ang gamit ng ball valve is for throttling. Okay? Throttling. And also throttling, when you say throttling, you provide rate of flow. You can adjust the rate of flow kung how much yung papakross mo from here to going here. You can control it moderately, high and low. So yun ang one of the advantage of using a ball valve. And also ang kagandahan when using a ball valve, it provides a total seal. Okay? So compared to this one, there will be always a gap ng paikot nito. So there will be leakage portion, percentage of leakage. And also maaring dumaan doon sa gilid ng rubber gasket. And also this one. So there is leakage, this portion at sa gilid ng part niya. So gilid nun. By total seal na meron na i-provide ang ball valve since it is ganito ang surfaces niya. So that's one of the advantage of using a ball valve. So it is used for throttling, and kung gusto mo talagang silyado yung system mo or yung piping mo will have no leak. So this is much more reliable na gamitin. Okay? So at least we have you are aware of the advantages ng uses ng mga valves. Okay? So for Okay, so for computing nung ano natin, nung system, again, so we go back to the, ano pa rin, again, so from your continuity equation, pa rin tayo. So you have your so we go back to continuity equation, pa rin ang gagamitin natin. We have yung Q total. So if you have your Q1 plus your Q2 plus your Q3. Again, so this one Q1 represents is your Q at CC dash 1 plus Q CC dash 2 plus Q CC dash and so on, kung much yun. So that is the continuity equation natin na ipoprovide dun sa system ng sinusupplyan natin. So ganun pa rin siya, katulad pa rin siya ng ducting. This time we are using water supplying by means of pipes. So the same also we do the the total flow rate ng system. Now so you should have the selections of units pa pala. We need to I will discuss yung selections of units. Okay, wait. Okay, so I have here the brand of train. So this is a chilled water fan coil unit. So we have the value here 400 to 2000 CFM. So okay, so we have the chilled water type na okay. So we have here a unit size, performance data. So notice nyo dyan, we have here, so you have TC, total gross cooling capacity. So the unit is MBH, so that yung B stands for BTU, BTU BTU hour. Then we have your SC, we have your sensible heat capacity, okay, that is SC. Then GPM, we have your water flow rate, water pressure drop. So sa coil nya, we have also the pressure drop of water there, since you have a series of coil there. So that so take note yung coil na ganito, okay class. So if our chilled water piping, if the water is entering here, then you have papunta doon sa coil natin. So this provides a pressure drop the system. So yung mga bends na yan, so that provide a pressure drop. So yung sinasabi niya doon sa table, those were the pressure drop. Okay. So you will going to add that one in your calculation for the additional pressure drop of the system. So okay, so we have your entering water temperature, so that is in degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. So makita nyo, we have the total gross cooling capacity MBH. So you can download class also other catalog. So this is train only, just only to show you the sample, no? But you can download different catalog kung you can search the mga brands, so mga common brands. So you can use yung you can use Carrier, Train, ano pa, Macway, ano pa ba yung iba, LG, okay, and Train, LG. Okay, so maraming brands. So other ito lang na nare-recall ko ng brand. Okay, so you can use this one and this one or this one. So kayo nang bala kung ang gusto nyo. So as long na ang habol lang naman nating class is that it is used for chilled water system. Okay, so you have your water flow rate and GPM. So that is ito, water flow rate. So if I found that my unit is the total cooling load TC, mostly kasi we follow the sensible dandala. So supposed to be dapat yung sensible natin we're near to the total cooling load, yung SC. So total cooling load, so dapat yung sensible na na-computed mo, so dapat pasado dito. So why? So because so why do we need kailangan doon pareho. So I will click dito muna. Okay, we'll study this one. Okay. So kung if you can still remember yung total cooling load natin, so ang total cooling load natin, that will be so that will be sensible heat load plus the latent heat load. Okay, which is mostly palagi mataas yung sensible heat load. So take note kung ilan yung sensible heat load nyo. So it must be, for example, if I have the sensible heat load of it's around, let's say 10, or let's say sorry, so we're going to change this one. So if we say I have a total sensible heat load of 9.6 MBH, okay, then I have a latent heat load of let's say that is 6 MBH. So sum up natin yan. So what will be the value? So we have the total cooling load of 15.6, yeah, 0.6 MBH. Okay, so 15.6 MBH. Okay, so usually pasok na siya dito, di ba? So total cooling load mo yan. But take note, supposed to be dapat yung 9.6 is greater also palagi yung latent niya, sensible heat load niya, which means palagi naman malaki yung sensible heat load niya. That's why we prioritize yung sensible heat. So it's the heat needed, if you're going to define that is the heat needed by the body to change its temperature without changing space. So we need to change the temperature of the environment. So we need that heat. We need to apply that. We need to remove that heat in order to change the temperature inside the room. Okay. So that's why we're going to select yung ito na lang sa taas. So if we're going to select, so you can download. So please, if you're going to select yung natin, units. Okay. So please highlight yung mga unit na ginamit niyo, so that we can identify. For example, ito I use this unit size that is 04. So yung EW, so EW stands for, so let's check that one. EW is the entering water temperature. Okay, so that is the entering temperature. So you have entering water temperature, which is 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Then you have the flow rate of 4.13. So yan yon. So this is what we need. So pag nakapag-select na kayo ng units, you go to the cell, how much the GPM. So if I have 4.13 GPM, okay, so let's say this one, how much is that one? 4.13 GPM. So since pareho naman ang room, so let's say yung CC1, so we can say that the GPM for CC1 das 1, CC das 2, since that is magpapareho naman ng room 3 and 4. Okay, CC das 3 and CC das 4, and let's assume na lang lahat, no? Okay, so CC das and so on. So that is equal to 4.13 GPM. 4.13 GPM. So take note, mapapansin nyo naman, diba, iba-iba ang cooling load ng bawat room. So I just only summarize it as pare-pareho na lang. Pero usually, especially yung this part of area, and also this part of area, since yung exposure niya sa sun is different. Katulad nito, ang exposure niya ng wall, 2 walls were exposed to the sun. So mataas ang heat load nito compared to this one. But for mabilis natin demonstrate. So we sum up na lang lahat na. So for that, it will be 4.13. So how much should that be? The total is that is 14. So ang total GPM niya is 4.13 GPM. That will be times 14.